And this is Danielle Harris, and you are listening to Rock Video Rental.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon. With me, as always, is Caleb, and we are continuing on with Rocktober. And today we're going to be talking about a slasher movie from 1984 called The Mutilator. It is directed by Buddy Cooper and John Douglas. Now, the plot is a college student who accidentally killed his mother as a child, decides to take his friends to his father's fishing cabin during fall break, not knowing that his crazed father is stalking the place. The cast, we got Matt Mittler as Ed Jr., Ruth Martinez as Pam, Bill Hitchcock as Ralph, Connie Rogers as Sue, Frances Sherman as Linda, Maury Lampley as Mike, and Jack Chatham as Big Ed. Not to be confused with Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé, who became a meme. But that would be interesting. I've seen this movie quite a few times. I own it on Betamax. I think that might be the only plat the only physical form of that movie I have, actually. Uh, yeah, it's just like a fun slasher with decent kills that tried, and I can always
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I was gonna say I felt like I know that this is coming off of us just having watched The Prowler, which I think
Yeah,
was rather exceptional, horror slasher
it's
movie.
superior to this for sure.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
think this was a bit of a letdown, and I'm wondering if I kind of criticized it too much or um or if I'm being fair. So, because I do agree with you, like the kills were pretty intense. One of them was way over the top,
yeah.
like holy crap. But really outside of that, like I was struggling with things that were working very well in this movie.
Hmm.
Nothing that I would say was horribly bad, but there was just I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about, and I almost want to frame up as in I am all for people making movies. Like I think making
Yeah.
movies is a great way to be creative. I wish I could help with making a movie, even if it's not that great. And I kind of feel like this is one of those movies where good for them. They made this movie. It's cohesive. Like the editing and the story through it works. But
Hmm.
outside of that, there's not like the kills. Like that's really the only highlight, really. At least for
You mean you
me.
didn't like the fall break theme?
No, and the song, I'm sorry, I don't know if they were going for a hit or what, like thinking that would
Oh,
be super popular and jump the charts, but holy smokes, that
yeah.
was it reminded me of that song from shoot, what was the one that we just did where there was the sorority and the girl got possessed?
Oh,
Um
Killer Party.
yeah. It reminded me of that song. What was it? The best times of our life, where they
Oh
were
yeah,
singing it like half enthused.
yeah.
So
I'll say that the guys that sang the fall break theme actually went for it.
yeah, they
Um,
gave a little bit more energy to it.
I will say that yes, the song is objectionably bad, but it also gets stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So I'll give it that. It's an 80s slasher movie that has a sitcom theme to it. Yeah, so this movie is also called Fall Break.
Appropriately.
Um, yeah. I have a question though, and I always thought this, but I heard Joe Bob Briggs say it on the last drive-in episode. Is there actually a fall break? Is there such thing as fall break from college? You got
Oh,
winter break.
yeah, because you got spring break.
You get like couple days off for Thanksgiving. Is that what it is?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
there's spring break, there's, Christmas break.
This what this isn't is this a Canada movie?
No, this was shot East Coast.
Okay, because I was gonna say if it was Canada, I don't know if Canada has some kind of fall break from
Mm.
they don't call it college, do they? They call it something do are they the ones who call it university?
I
Those
don't
darn
know if they do or not. I know the UK does.
those darn Canadians. They always mess it up somehow.
Uh, but yeah, this was shot in North Carolina, I believe. So like
Uh,
North and South Carolina, I think.
okay.
Uh, the dude that made this was a lawyer and
All
just
right.
decided he wanted to make a movie. So, I mean, for that, I think he did a pretty decent job that at least it's a cohesive movie.
Yeah. No, props for that. That's pretty interesting.
Um, the acting is pretty bad by most people.
Yeah.
I don't think the Ruth Martinez as Pam wasn't that bad. She was okay.
Yeah, she
Matt
worked.
Matt Mittler or Meitler or however I can say his name is Ed Jr. He was okay too. But
Yeah.
the
He,
rest of them were bad. The dude that plays Mike, Maury Lampley, is awful.
so bad.
He's got this weird voice like this.
I don't want to use my real voice, so I'm gonna come up with something.
Yeah.
Ralph tried.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah.
super successful, but he tried. Matt Mittler as Ed Jr. Um, I would probably say out of all the kids, Pam probably did the best.
Yeah.
Um, Ed Jr. His execution was weird and inconsistent. But he did all right.
You want to hear something crazy about that guy? Not so much crazy, but like
He
he
went on to
doesn't
be
really
a murderer.
no. He doesn't really act anymore. He does voiceover work,
Okay.
like voice acting.
Yeah.
Um he's done quite a few voices for Pokemon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Pokemon anime and the movies.
Huh.
So, not any of like the main characters, but like um smaller characters. So I mean, a whole bunch of different ones. I thought that was kind of funny.
That is funny.
Um, Kind of
Honestly,
interesting.
you know who I think may have been one of the better actors, but we don't know because they barely got any screen time?
Ed Senior,
No,
the
the
cop.
yeah, the cop, the beach patrol cop.
Yeah, he was decent.
Yeah, and then he died right away. A
Shouldn't be
big
walking around the beach at night and
I
get
don't
struck by lightning walking around the beach.
yeah, I don't know how to feel about Big Ed. I mean, he did well with the whole like menacing killer thing and all that, but we
Mhm.
haven't even talked about the beginning of this movie yet.
The beginning, yeah. The first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh, did that just happen?
Yeah.
So it's like the dad's birthday, and the mom's like making a cake or something, and she's messing around in the kitchen, and Ed Jr. open up his dad's uh gun case and starts like cleaning his guns, and then he accidentally fires a rifle and it kills the mom. And he runs over, and if you guys have never watched, I on YouTube I do like a little sideshow called Slasher Quest where I cover slasher movies. I covered this one a couple years back, uh, and I every time I watch this movie, it's one of my things in this movie that makes me laugh so much. I swear, like it's dubbed over what the kid says, and it's only played. It was only recorded once, but it was just played two times in a row, where he's like, "Mama, Mama," and goes and like shakes her, and then Ed Senior comes home and like he like hits his son.
Oh well, it's so this beginning was such a horrible start for this movie, honestly. Like,
Hmm.
actually, it kind of it is funny because it almost made me feel like, wow, are we gonna watch a horribly bad movie, like an awesomely bad movie right now? Because of how it started.
Yeah.
Um, because the kid shot the mom, and then he runs in there and he says, "Mama, mama," but like that's it. Like no expression, no emotion, no other words spoken.
Yeah.
And he's just like above her, just looking at her. No,
Staring at her.
yeah,
Yeah.
no fear, no sadness, no nothing. And then the dad walks in, and the dad walks in and he does the exact same thing. Like there's a little hint of confusion, and then he realizes that something's wrong with the wife, and he doesn't even get angry, he doesn't even swear, he doesn't even cuss, he doesn't yell, he doesn't ask questions, he just goes over. The kid moves out of the way, confirms that his wife is dead, and then he pushes, like, barely shoves the kid. Like he's
Yeah.
like, like, like just
And then
go,
he picks up the wife, carries her to the couch where the gun is at,
yeah.
sets the gun by her, and then he like pours whiskey in her mouth.
Yeah, he starts drinking whiskey and pours whiskey for her. Well, he like right before that, you're right. He does follow the boy in there, and then
Yeah.
he's very menacing, but still no words spoken, no yelling, no nothing. Like the kid's not even crying or freaking out. Like he looks scared, but there's
Yeah.
no like. There is like okay, let's do a range of emotions. Okay, 0 being nothing and 100 being like somebody's overacting. They were probably both at like a 5. Like it was insane that there was so much that happened, but there was no emotion by anyone acting.
Yep. Mama, mama. And that always makes me laugh. Oh gosh. Yeah. And then we go from there to a place that's supposed to be like a bar that they're sitting in.
Yeah.
And he gets a phone call at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like his dad just knows where he is. Um, it doesn't even look like a bar. It looks like somebody's basement. I'm
Probably.
wondering if it was like the director's basement or something.
That's
He's like,
funny.
I got a bar downstairs. We'll just use that. It's like
Yeah.
wood panel and stuff. But yeah, he gets the call that like his dad's like, oh, you got to take care of you got to close up the cabin or something like that.
The condo, the beach
Like,
condo.
yeah, beach condo. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, and they're like, hey, it's fall break. Ah, they said it. And then it's like, we could go there. It's like hang out by the beach, and then we get the fall break theme with like the opening credits, and then a big fall break that comes up on the screen.
Yeah.
Uh, and then people start dying.
Well, it
Um,
took a while though too for that to
it
happen.
did. It took like probably a half hour,
Yeah.
40 minutes, something like that. It took a while after the mom got shot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I feel like they at least tried to like flesh out some characters, give you time with them to like kind of figure out their personalities.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for, and they tried, but unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't super successful to me.
Yeah, you had like the Joker guy who was he had his girlfriend there with Ralph,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ed Jr.'s kind of like, well, he's just like the main character basically, what everything hinges on. And then you got Mike, the master thespian that he was. He's kind of like the horn dog.
Yeah.
um and then I mean they're never good at fleshing out female characters
Mm-hmm.
in slasher movies other than the final girl, which was Pam in this one. Um, and I guess they gave her like a little bit of personality, but really, other than that, not a lot happens, I guess, in the first bit of it. You're just kind of getting like a scope of everything that's around, and Ed Jr.'s giving like got some backstory with his dad, and like, does he not realize his dad is a deranged psychopath?
Yeah. And it's super weird though too because like you know who the killer is.
Yeah, you know who the killer is right from the get go.
And so I was expecting some twist at the end like his dad is just like you took my wife away from me so I'm going to kill your girlfriend or like maybe some epiphany thing happens where um Ed Jr. and his dad like they talk during the final scuffle or something, they talk about things, and then the realization is that Ed Jr. didn't accidentally kill his mom, but his dad actually killed her. Like
Yeah.
I was waiting for something, but no, it was just straightforward. Big Ed was the big bad guy, and he was killing everybody, and that's it.
Yeah. You're just
So
waiting for it. He's got a picture of a dude that was mangled up by an off-board motor of his,
yeah,
and he's got it framed
yep,
like a trophy almost. That cracks me up. And then like throwing metal, throwing pyramid weapon things or something like that.
yeah. I don't know what
And
that
he put a
was.
frame around that, and I'm like, that story was weird. And he's like, oh, his favorite battle axe is missing. So your dad might be a psychopath if he's got a picture of a guy that's mangled up.
Or he might be a
Um,
15-year-old boy living in your mom's basement if he has a battle axe collection.
I was gonna say, or if he has a favorite battle axe, you might want to question. Oh, also, you accidentally killed your mom, and that might have had an effect on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, so there's some not to go like through every scene of this, but there's some lines other than the mama mama thing that make me laugh. There's a part where Mike and oh gosh, what's her name? Linda
Hmm.
go to a pool, and I was wondering like, does this pool have a roof on it? It looks like it has just like a bunch of tarps over top of it.
Yeah, it looked like it was in a greenhouse almost.
Yeah, I couldn't really figure out what was going on with that, but they look into the pool and it's like, oh, she's like, why does it look like this? What's wrong with the water? And he's like, it looks like they loaded it down with chlorine. She's like, will that hurt anything? And he goes, no, it probably will prevent herpes. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know I had to worry about that. And he just goes, eh, and shrugs. Like, how is that an appropriate reaction to what you just said?
Did they know about herpes back in the early 80s? Do you know what that
Right.
means?
Yeah. He's just like, meh, not a big deal. That cracks me up. Um, and also the fact that she gets killed in that pool and
Hmm.
she gets pulled out and he doesn't have any idea
Oh yeah, I
that it
had that.
happened.
Yeah, that was a stretch because for the dad, Big Ed, to somehow get into the pool without them noticing and
Yeah.
then kill Linda without Mike noticing, but not even just kill her, but then drag her body out of the pool without Mike
Yeah.
noticing is just like, okay, come on now.
A better way around that would have had them split up for a second where he's like, oh, I gotta go take a leak or something, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna get in. And she gets in the pool and she gets drowned by Big Ed. And she's just like floating in the pool when Mike comes back. And he thinks that she's just like playing a joke or something.
Yeah. Or even like if he came back and she was gone.
Yeah,
Like
either
just
way, yep.
something more convincing because yeah, that was one of the I mean there are a few things that are definitely stretching it here in this movie, but that was probably one of the worst.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So I already covered her kill, so I guess I might as well just get into the kills because that's really where this movie shines, I feel like.
Hmm.
Uh, and so we already talked about the mom getting shot. That's like the first one. Linda gets drowned in that pool without Mike noticing. And then like Mike gets out and he's like looking for her. And oh, there's another line in that too that made me laugh where he like finds was like his underwear or something like that. And he's like, what I really want is my jacket. Like, great line delivery there, buddy. Also, that dude looks like he's about 35 years old and he's supposed to be a college student.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. So his death is overacting at its best. Um, Super gory, uh, shot pretty well. The
Yeah.
special effects are actually pretty good in this movie. Like they were almost like Tom Savini levels of special effects.
Yeah, for you
And
saying that
then
a lawyer just put this movie together,
yeah,
I am surprised.
yeah, and so he gets like gouged up by an offboard motor, which is or outboard motor, um, is gruesome, and it's like just give that man the Academy Award because he's like for like 30 seconds and then falls down and twitches a few times.
Yeah, but he
Um,
doesn't fall on the ground. He falls to his knees
yeah,
and
falls to his
stays
knees first. Yeah,
he stays like upright on his knees.
with his arms up, and it's literally his reaction is just no yelling, just kind of like a groan. Uh, that one always makes me laugh, but it's shot pretty decent because like you can't see like the blades cutting him up, but then it's like they cut really quick to Big Ed holding the motor,
Hmm.
and that's kind of a cool shot.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to Mike, and he's like disemboweled and has like cuts all over him, and that's like gruesome and it actually looks pretty realistic.
Yeah.
The next one is the beach cop that you mentioned might have been the best actor in the bunch, but he only had like three lines. He gets stabbed in the face with the machete, and then he gets decapitated with the axe.
Yeah, which is a
It's,
little bit funny because he gets stabbed in the face, but he's still able to like scream even though the machete's going like through his mouth and throat.
yeah. Then his kappa is detated from his body. In the words of Michael Scott. Then we get Ralph. He gets stabbed in the neck with a pitchfork.
That another pretty gruesome one.
Yeah, and then Sue is the one that most people talk about.
Yeah.
She gets a big like fishing gaff. So think of like
What you
a
hooked a
pole with
big
a huge hook, like that you would hook into like a shark or something to pull it up onto your boat. Or think of like Maui's hook from Moana,
oh gosh.
almost, but metal. Well, he runs it through her crotch and then up through like her abdomen, and then he
Yeah.
decapitates her with an axe.
I just that was a little bit much. Like that was well,
Yeah,
you said it. What did you say? It's this movie's a lot more malicious.
mean spirited.
Mean
Yeah,
spirited. There we go. That was the phrase you used. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one, it's like he almost like a kill that he would have taken personal or something, you know?
Yeah, like dude, why are you making it so much worse for her?
Right. Yeah, that one's gruesome. And then the next one is a cop gets his leg cut off with an axe.
Hmm.
And then at the end, Ed Sr. gets cut in half by a car.
Yeah, but
That one's brutal too.
he stayed alive long enough to cut off the cop's
Uh,
leg.
yeah, and to laugh. Uh, I'm cut in half pretty bad.
But I'm gonna laugh at
This
you.
this is the worst case of someone being cut in half with a machete that I've ever seen. Uh, I feel like Dewey Cox would have had PTSD watching this movie.
Hmm.
But, uh, yeah, and that's all the kills in this movie. Like I said, the gore and the special effects look great for
Hmm.
such a assumingly small budget movie that isn't like super well known. It's more well known, but like for fans of slasher movies, I guess,
Yeah.
because it is a lower budget movie that tries. Like I always give credit to a slasher movie that tries,
Hmm.
and they definitely did. Um, one thing too with this, did you notice that the uh night and day aspect is like way off? Like some scenes you'll see sun poking through the window, and then the next scene it's black, and then it's
Oh no, I didn't. The one thing that I did notice though, that I was just preparing to make a comment about is when they tried to do the night scenes, in particular the part where they were playing the hide and seek game thing,
yeah,
which was rather dumb by the way, but um they really did not do a good job with making it appear dark in that house.
yep,
Like it's just you. they did a good job with what they had, where they were depicting to you like, okay, these people cannot see in this house because it's so dark, but it was so bright and it was so easy to see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. Know and I understand that to take those measures can be a lot of work to be able to control lighting like that. But yeah, that was you had to use your imagination for some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, as you know, as well as that, um, the kind of things that stood out to me, and just maybe other people haven't noticed, when they stop at that convenience store, and the guy talks the owner into letting him get like a veteran's discount if he buys two 6 packs of beer.
Oh,
And
senior
I'm thinking,
discount.
yeah, senior discount, that's what it was. And he's like, okay, whatever, yeah, let's do that. And then I laugh to myself because I'm like, there's three guys, they're in college. There's three guys, three girls, and he bought two 6 packs of beer.
Mm-hmm. That's not gonna
Every
work.
I was like, everybody gets to have two cans. I'm like, you're in college. Like, I probably would have grabbed a 6 pack for myself.
We're gonna get so wasted.
Yeah. Well, geez, two 6 packs. I probably would have had one and a half of those in college myself. Uh, just yeah, and I'm like, something's not adding up here. Now, if it would have been like 24 packs, then okay, maybe. Um, that part cracked me up too, and it stood out to me this time that I never really noticed before. Uh, I like how you in this you get the cliche of the car won't start
Mm-hmm.
at the end. He's like, "You flooded it." He's
Start
like,
the
"Well, let's just
car.
sit here. Let's just sit here. Give it a few minutes." And then like they notice Big Ed's up, and that's when he starts attacking him again. And he gets cut in half. But I like how the wall that they pin him against is basically just a stack of cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Like it's not even there's like no masonry involved. It's just somebody got a cinder blocks and stacked them up.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it would have had enough structure to it to have chopped him in half.
Oh no, not at all. But then we wouldn't have got that awesome special effect, and he wouldn't have been able to hack that cop's leg off with the battle axe. How sharp was that battle axe?
It did not look very sharp.
Yeah, it had to be razor sharp if it was going through that leg so easily. From a guy that's on the ground because half his body is ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
He's somehow still alive and has enough strength. Oh man. Yeah, I think another thing too that made me laugh. I talked about the theme song. Did you notice that like 90% of the music in this movie was just different versions of the Fall Break theme?
Oh no, I didn't notice that.
There's like a couple instrumental ones and like uh ones that were kind of just like one's on keyboard, the other one's like on saxophone or something like that. And it's just the Fall Break theme over and over. Uh oh, so a buddy of mine who's really into slasher movies too, uh he actually made like a short series that he was trying to pitch to different um just different TV stations and companies and stuff trying to get distribution for it.
Okay.
And he actually reached out to the creator of this movie to try to get the use of the Fall Break theme,
Oh, nice.
but the guy wouldn't let him do it.
No.
Yeah. I think he wanted like some ridiculous amount of money or something. But
You should just make a knockoff song and call it Spring Break. Spring Break, yeah.
because we're going on a mutilator. Use the other title for it. Uh, um, did you know this movie has a sequel?
Oh, okay. Nope.
Yeah, it has a sequel, but it didn't get a sequel until just like a year or so ago.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have not seen it. I cannot find it anywhere to watch. Let
The
me
story
figure out
is that
exactly.
Ed Jr. has a kid Ed Jr. and Pam get married, they have a kid, and then Ed Jr. goes around and starts killing people.
It, it came out in 2023. Um, and it's starring Terry Kaiser. Do you know who that is?
No.
It's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's, dude.
What?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah,
Oh.
he is still alive. Well, I mean, they might have been propping his body up, make him look alive. Strings attached to his wrist so he could wave. But I guess he plays Jack Chatham. So I'm wondering if it's like kind of a meta version or something.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not really much information on it. There's a poster. There's like a cast, but I can't find the movie anywhere to watch.
Hmm.
So I'll have to do some more research. But yeah. Anything else to add? You want me to get into trivia and facts?
Trivia facts.
All right. So the movie's original title was Fall Break, but it was changed to The Mutilator for its video release for marketing reasons. I mean, The Mutilator is like gonna catch your attention more than Fall Break.
Yeah.
So the film was released theatrically in two versions. First was the unrated version, and the later was an R-rated version. And I've heard the unrated one was harder to find on physical copy.
Hmm.
I do have the unrated version. That's my Betamax that I have. I
Okay.
didn't notice that until after I got it. But, so they actually to get make the swimming pool more cloudy, they actually poured milk into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
So Pamela Weddle Cooper, she stepped in at the last minute to play the mother in the opening scene. After the original actress that was cast in the role decided not to play the part for religious reasons. Um, Pamela Weddle Cooper is actually the wife of the director.
Oh, okay.
So, according to the director, Buddy Cooper, the car featured in the movie was sold shortly after production wrapped, and it was wrecked by the new owner about 3 days later.
Wait,
The cast,
hold on, is the young Ed at the beginning of the movie the director's son?
I don't believe so.
Because his last name's Cooper too.
Oh, is it? Okay, maybe it was.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, I did hear that. I heard that on the last drive-in episode that it was actually his son. But
Interesting.
yeah, it was a family affair. So the cast and crew stayed at a nearby motel, which was owned by the writer-director, Buddy Cooper's family. Buddy now owns the motel. Much of the film's crew still work there.
Huh.
Um, this film was shot in chronological order, and it was done in 29 days.
Rock.
The climax of the movie was actually shot in a single night, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So director Buddy Cooper was a lawyer, but he had always wanted to be a filmmaker. He said he read in Variety that 30% of all tickets sold at the time were for horror pictures, so that's why he decided to make a horror movie. He was planning to make a sequel, but the first film lost money due to refusal to cut enough scenes to earn an R instead of an X rating. Regardless, he said making The Mutilator was the most fun, most rewarding thing I have ever done. And he's wanted to make another movie since. The sequel finally gave him the opportunity and finally ended up making the sequel in 2023.
Oh, he made it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's kind I guess it's kind of similar. There's some similarities with him and the guy who made Sleepaway Camp
Okay.
because that was like his first movie
Hmm.
and it was kind of like a passion project. And then he came back years and years later to make a sequel to it. But yeah. Big Ed was originally going to be killed on a drawbridge, but the sequence was ultimately shelved because the filmmakers couldn't get access to a drawbridge. It's just went to Bay City. There's like three of them.
We need to build a moat and then we need to build a drawbridge over the moat.
Yes. Uh,
Is that in the budget?
so
No.
So the dude that was mangled up in that picture by the outboard motor
Hmm.
was actually Buddy Cooper himself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And the last thing I got is this movie had a $450,000 budget, and I don't have a box office for it.
Oh,
Yeah. But $450,000 and it had those kind of special effects.
yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Hmm. I mean, the
Like I said,
Prowler
that was
had a million,
yeah.
so yeah.
And I mean, probably a decent amount of that went to Tom Savini.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of guessing and thinking
Yeah.
too.
I mean, that's kind of the way to go, though. Like, if you're making a slasher movie, you got to make sure that the special effects and the kills are good. But that's what I'm wondering. Who did the makeup effects?
Hmm.
Mark Shostrom,
Oh yeah, no, I don't know him. I was kidding.
Edmund Farrell, and Anthony Sho.
Edmund Fitzgerald. What?
Yeah, they all worked together to do the special effects.
Rock.
So yeah, they did a good job. Oh man, I'm looking up this Mark Shostrom. He did a lot of stuff, dude.
Huh.
Evil Dead 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. So he did a lot of stuff. So I guess he was pretty decent for it to have a long career making a bunch of slasher movies. But yeah.
Nice.
Grades. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think they are? There's no critic score.
I may have seen the run or the IMDb is at 5.2.
It is a 5.2.
Okay. Um Rotten Tomato audience 60%?
That is a 25.
Ooh. Wow.
I'm a little
Interesting.
surprised by that
Yeah.
because I feel like this movie's kind of a cult movie. It's been covered a decent amount of times by other people. I talked about the channel before, the YouTube channel, Weird Movies with Mark. He did a review of it a while ago, and it's probably one of his most viewed episodes. But um, like I said, it was on the last drive-in with Joe Bob Briggs. But yeah, I think it also had a Blu-ray release not too long ago, and obviously a sequel that came out 2 years ago that I have still yet to watch. I guess I'll go first. I know my grades could be higher than yours, and I mean, I everybody knows I love slasher movies, and I really like slasher movies that try something and have good special effects. And I feel like this movie really did try, and you could tell that the director like cared enough when he made it. Obviously, he said it was like the best time of his life making it. He always wanted to do it, and he was just a lawyer. But it's a rewatchable movie, I would say, because there's so many quirky things with it, and the kills are really good. Some of the dialogue's pretty crappy and it's funny. Um, yeah, I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 because it's one I really enjoy, one I like to talk about a lot, and but I know that it's not in that upper echelon.
Hmm.
But yeah, what about you?
I'm a little surprised that you get so that was your same grade for the Prowler.
Yeah,
So,
I would say I honestly watch this one more than I do The Prowler.
oh, interesting.
I admit that The Prowler is a better movie. It's better acted, um,
Sure.
better paced and everything. But I think this one's more of like a popcorn fun movie
Gotcha.
than The Prowler is. Yeah.
Yeah, there are certain things that if they were just a little bit different, this could borderline on an awesomely bad movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that. So, you are correct. You are rating it higher than I am. I do not view that. First of all, I want to say it like I agree with you. Like, I like the idea of movies that try.
Hmm.
I like the idea of people having passion projects and trying to make movies. Obviously, you have movies like this, and then you have movies like Champagnes and Bullets, which are very different.
Yeah.
But I will say congratulations to Buddy Cooper on making his movie, and then of course eventually getting to the sequel. I think that's cool, and I think it was, it was a good job. It was well done. Now, in the way that I like to rank things, ranking things for what it's going for in the genre that it is and the type of movie that it is, I'm going to
Hmm.
compare it to all other things as well. So, this is not a bad movie, but also it's not like we've said the strongest stuff about it is the kills and the special effects.
Yeah.
And that is not something that completely makes a movie rewatchable. I mean, yes, you could go back and you could easily like rewatch those parts, but there was a lot of downtime from the beginning of the movie to the second kill. The acting wasn't the greatest, the music wasn't the greatest. Um, you were talking about the continuity issues with the lighting. There were just a lot of things that just didn't really hit on this movie. Again, not horribly bad, just didn't hit. So I really was in the middle of the road on this one. And so I just landed at 2.5. Um, I would not go below 2.5. I was between a 2.5 and a 3, really. Because, like I said, this is not a bad movie. I just didn't think there was enough good in this movie to rise it above average as a whole. Again, special effects great, but looking at the stuff in entirety, I landed at 2.5.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I fully expected to have a higher grade for this than most people would. And
Yeah.
the first time I saw this, because this was back, um, the first time I saw it was in college, and I was part of a Facebook group for slasher movies. And this was like in the old days of Facebook groups, where it wasn't like, everything's popping up on a stream or whatever that you can see. Uh, and it was like discussion board kind of deals. And people were talking about underrated slasher movies, and this was one that kept coming up. So I tracked it down and I watched it, and I was pretty underwhelmed with it the first time I saw it.
Hmm.
And then it just kind of grew on me, I guess. And then the more slasher movies I saw, I went back and watched it. And I guess I had more of appreciation for it after that.
Yeah.
And it has an awesome poster. It has an awesome poster slash um VHS cover.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are into crazy 80s VHS cover art, that's this movie definitely has one. So go check that out. So next time we are going to be going down the line of slasher movies again. We're going to be talking about Cheerleader Camp, which is one I have not seen in years and years. It also has a really memorable VHS cover, which a lot of these movies did back in the day. It's a skeleton dressed up like a cheerleader, and it says, "Give me a K, give me an I, give me an L, give me an L," which is just completely ridiculous. But yeah, looking forward to seeing that one again. Um, yeah, if you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can go follow us on social media. We're on every platform. Go back and check out the other 5 Rocktobers. There's lots of content for you guys, including a year where we did a bunch of classic movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, if 80s horror isn't your thing, then we have a lot of stuff that was from the 30s until the 60s. So go and check that out. Come back next time. We're going to be talking about Cheerleader Camp. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.